You have greatness inside of you. Did you need a reminder this morning that you have greatness inside of you? That it's time to continue to pursue your greatness, to pursue what God has placed inside of you? Was that something that resonated with you? Was it something about programming, reprogramming your mind, that you have to take control of your mindset, that you have to take control of your thoughts, actions, feelings, those things? Is it something along the lines of, hey, right, in order to get something different, to get somewhere different, you got to become a different person? That's what I started the whole call off talking about, just becoming better, becoming a different person. What in there did you need today to hear and then go implement to start changing your life? Again, when you listen to things, what is it that you are picking up? And then after you pick it up, what are you applying? Remember, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Some of those things you might know. You might know, right, that you should be reading something positive, that you should create an environment for yourself to be able to heal and grow and learn. You probably know those things, but do we apply those things? Do we do what we know? Because that's true power. When you do what you actually know, then you can make a difference, right? And Les Brown talks about, right, not wanting to die, not going out without making a contribution to humankind, something that can't be undone, something that can't be taken. Talked about your obsession. What is it that you are giving yourself to, that you love, that you become more competent in, that you build confidence in, that you have the courage to do? What are those things in your life? Have you found that thing? For me, it's people. Some people, right, get obsessed or stick themselves to a profession. We talked about ikigai maybe a couple times ago. Talked about, right, the words around how to find your purpose, or people that say haven't found my purpose. And we started with those 4 things in ikigai, where we talk about identifying what you're good at, identify what the world needs, identify what you like doing, and identify what makes money. And if you can identify those, the intersection of all those things can be your purpose, right? And so understanding how to get to that place, understanding how to think about or take a look at, what am I good at? What does the world need? Right? What's the thing that I'm going to be obsessed about, that I can give myself to, so I have this lasting impression, lasting legacy in life? And for me, it's people. I enjoy people. I kind of study people a bit. I'm a listener, so I listen a lot to people. I'm curious about people. I'm curious about how people get to where they are. I'm curious about people's mindsets. I'm curious about kind of, their upbringing and their environment and their thoughts and how they speak. And I'm curious about it. And then I give my time to it. I give my time to people. I give my encouragement to people. Like, people is the thing that I kind of give myself to, so that I can make an impact in the world. I don't know what it is for you, but I recommend you find it, right? You find exactly what it is that you can give yourself to, that it doesn't feel like work, it doesn't feel like a chore, it doesn't feel like any of those things, and you are actually leaving a legacy behind, or something meaningful. One of the things that Les Brown talked about was that programming, that word programming, understanding that we can either program our minds, or our minds will be programmed for us. It's just the way it goes. You can either take control of your environment, take control of the words, take control of what you're consuming, take control of your thoughts. You can choose to do that and program your mind for whatever you want. You can program it for success. You can program it for failure. You can program it for whatever you want. Or you can let your mind be programmed by what's around you, by your environment, by the people you're around. Your choice. Your choice. But champions know the power of programming. You're going to get to a world-class level. You're going to get to a place where you have life exactly where you want it, designing your ideal life. You have to be able to program yourself for success. You have to be able to program yourself for the things you want, for the life you want, for the man or woman you want to become. You got to program yourself for that. And so just understand, if you're not doing it, it's going to be done for you. And normally, you're not going to like that programming. Normally, it's going to lead to the end of your life and you're not going to be fulfilled. And you're not going to have done all the things that you wanted to do. Because just like Les Brown said in there, we're constantly programmed for our limitations, for what we can't do, for where we're not strong. But we don't get programmed for our possibilities, for the things that we can go off and do, right? So that's an unlearning and a relearning that we got to get to if we want to design our ideal life. Here's what it says in the text. It says, the majority of champions I've worked with and coached during the years confess the bulk of the mental programming they received during their childhood was substandard. Many are quick to add that the people who programmed them, parents, teachers, coaches, ministers, and adults of influence, were doing the best they could based on their level of awareness at the time. It's so easy to criticize in hindsight, yet champions don't feel the need to do this. They want to take control of their own reprogramming process and install the habits, philosophies, traits, and beliefs that empower rather than limit them. Middle-class performers scoff at things like reprogramming and tend to hold on to what they were taught, no matter how poor their teacher's thinking. I got to read that one again. Middle-class performers scoff at things like reprogramming and tend to hold on to what they were taught, no matter how poor their teacher's thinking. The pros use two primary methods of reprogramming. First and foremost, they alter the language they use when they talk to themselves and others. They adjust their language from the middle class to the world class level. They create self-talk scripts and repeat them on the daily until the change takes place. The second thing they do is use their power of mental pictures or visualization training to adjust how they experience events. The combination of these two change processes has a powerful effect in the mindset of the performer. Sadly, the concepts are so simple that most people miss them. Meanwhile, the great ones keep getting stronger and stronger by developing world-class thoughts, feelings, and attitudes through the reprogramming process. Got a lot of unlearning and relearning to do, ladies and gentlemen. But you got to know that however you were programmed, because we all get programmed. We're programmed by, what does it say? Parents, teachers, coaches, ministers, and adults of influence. As a child, as an adolescent, that's where we're picking up life. That's where we're learning our belief system. That's where we're learning what to do, what not to do. That's where we're learning how to view life, how to think about life. That's where we're learning what's important in life, what our values are. Like we're learning these things by being programmed early. The question is, have you ever thought about that programming? And if so, are you willing to change it if it's not serving you anymore? Because one of the things that's tough is these people are people that we care about. Parents, teachers, coaches, ministers, and adults of influence, we actually have feelings for them. We love them. We care about them. So can you separate your feelings of what you feel about your dad or what you feel about your mom, and also at the same time be able to say, they gave me some horrible programming. I love them. I care about them. They're amazing. However, they were doing the best they can with their level of awareness. And now I'm aware of so much more. So I need to reprogram myself. That was great to grow up in, but now I'm trying to get to this next level in life, and that programming is not going to help me. We have to be able to identify that and separate those things. We have to be able to separate the emotion we feel for the people that programmed us and the actual programming itself, and asking ourselves, is this getting us to where we want to go? And if not, we got to, like it says in here, take control of your own reprogramming process and install the habits, philosophies, traits, and beliefs that empower you and not limit you. That's this process, y'all. It's reprogramming. We all have limiting beliefs. I have limiting beliefs. You have limiting beliefs. They were given to us out of, right? our programming in the world. What we were told is not possible. That's how we're programmed. So can you take ownership, big word that we talk about a lot on these calls. Can you take ownership of your reprogramming and reprogram yourself for success? That's all. That's all this process is saying, okay, I don't have the right talk track. I don't have the right emotional intelligence. I don't have the right mental toughness. I don't see the world the right way. Maybe I don't have what I talk about on Wednesday. Maybe I have too much of that scarcity mindset. Maybe I was programmed into scarcity because I lived in scarcity, because I grew up in scarcity and no one ever showed me abundance. I never really understood it. I didn't read about it. I didn't consume abundance mindset, love, hope. I didn't really get that a lot. And I didn't see it. So that scarcity side is a lot more powerful for me. How do we reprogram that? How do we say, okay, you know what? I got to live in abundance. I got to think differently about this. I got to believe that this is possible. I got to see higher for myself. That's the reprogramming process. Les Brown in the video said you should be reading 30 to 40 minutes a day on something positive that's reprogramming your mind. Not Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, YouTube, not like actually reading. And again, we're in a video age, you can watch some good videos and those things. But at the end of the day, like getting into reading, consuming, thinking about these positive things, about changing our talk track. What does it say here in the book? The two primary methods of reprogramming: changing your language and changing what you're visualizing in your mind, what you're seeing with your mind's eye. That's the two basic ways to reprogram your brain. Watch what you're saying to yourself and what you're saying to others. Watch what you're saying to yourself and what you're saying to others. Right? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Is that the right saying? I'm not sure if it is, but it's something along those lines, right? Like watch what you're saying because it's inside of you. Whatever's coming out, it's inside of you. It's inside your thoughts, it's inside your heart. Like you're feeling that, and so you're saying it. So are you watching your words, and can we reprogram our words? What do you say to yourself? You tell yourself that you're more than enough, that you're a conqueror, that you can make it happen? Or do we have like the doubt, worry, fear, I'm not sure, not really trusting myself, my inner voice as much, need to find external things? Like, how are we talking to ourselves? Are we harsh on ourselves? Do we give ourselves grace? Do we beat up on ourselves? Some people that motivates them. For most people, it doesn't. It puts you into a place of some form of depression. When you're talking bad about yourself, if you talk bad about yourself, like, how do you expect the world to respond? Right? If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't like say good things about you, how do you expect the world to? And can you even receive it if you don't talk to yourself in that way? Mel Robbins talks about giving yourself a high five every morning in the mirror. Just give yourself a high five in the morning, brushing your teeth, doing your shower thing. You get out, you see yourself in the mirror, man, you're a stud. Say that to myself. I don't do it all the time, but a bunch of times I do. High five myself in the mirror. You're a stud. Chris, you're a stud. Right? Like, just, I got to reinforce it. I got to reprogram myself. I got to tell myself it. If no one else tells me it, I got to tell it to myself. That's how I change my programming. The other thing is the visualization training. What are you consuming with your eyes that's helping you get to the life you want? What are you consuming with your eyes and your ears that are helping you get to the life that you want? Can you visualize what I start the call with? Can you visualize the man or woman that you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years, at the end of your life? Can you visualize that man or woman? Can you see them in your mind's eye? Or is that person really far away and it's kind of a guess and you don't really know? Because you got to get clear on it. Visualization. What about the things you do want to hold with your hands? Material things. Vision boards are important. I used to do vision boards a bunch. You know, do you put down that beachfront property because you want to live on the beach? Do you put down that cabin in the mountains? Like, what is on your vision board? What can you see with your eyes, right? Like, what in your mind's eye? It's also why stretching our vision is important, right? We're going out of town. Some of you guys are coming with us, right? You're going out of town in a couple of days. Why? To stretch our vision so we can see things differently. When we live in the same place and go to the same places and drive the same routes and take the same trains and see the same people over and over and over and over, like for years, that creates your environment. That creates what you see in your mind's eye. But what if you experienced a different country every month? Would you see differently? Like if you had the means, the time and the money and the freedom to see a new country every month, 12 countries a year, do you think you would see the world differently? Do you think you would see yourself differently? Do you like it's just a vision thing, y'all. So you want to reprogram your mind, you want to reprogram yourself, change the way you're talking to yourself and to others. Change the mental pictures, the visualization training. What are you seeing that's helping you get to that person that you want to become? So at the end of the day, this is what we got to do in order to take our lives to that next level. The action step for today says, make the decision today to take responsibility for old programming that does not serve you. Practice reprogramming your old programs by altering your language and using visualization training. One of the easiest places to start this is with money. Change your language around money. If you are having some form of financial issue, challenge, whatever, change your language around money, right? Just change how you talk about it. Pay attention, be aware of how you talk about money, of how, if you say you're poor or broke or can't afford it or, right, like don't have it this month or wait until I get paid, like whatever the language is that you have around your finances, try to change it, try to upgrade it, try to get some affirmative things, try to get some other language around it. That's all. And then visualize different things with your money. I had a mentor teach me this a long time ago. He was like, you got to go touch your dreams. You got to go touch, if there are things that you actually physically want, like you got to go touch your dreams. You got to go put it in your eye. Like you got to go see it. So I remember one time, right, he rented a Lamborghini in Vegas, right? It's like $2,000 or whatever. It's like not that expensive, right? A couple $1,000, have it for the day. But how many people have actually sat in the Lamborghini, felt it, smelled the leather, got behind the wheel, touched their dreams? Not many. But he said, if you do that, you're more likely to have it. That's why you can go window shopping for homes, window shopping for, right, expensive clothes, if that's your thing. You might not get it now, but you put it in your eye to be like, I can get that. That's what I want. You maybe go feel it. You go touch it. You go take a tour of the house that has the, that's the 15,000 square foot house that's got the balcony you love. Like you take a tour of it. They don't know that you don't have the money for it. You just go take a tour. Go touch it. Go see it. That's how we change the visualization in our mind, is by going to touch our dreams. If there's some things you want, go touch them. Go experience them. Go spend a little bit of money. Again, change your language around it. Go spend a little bit of money to go experience it. And then let's get to work, becoming the version of ourselves that can attract that naturally into our lives. That's the work, y'all. I love y'all. You deserve to win. Your families deserve to win. People are counting on you to go off and make this happen. People are counting on you to actually apply these things that you are learning so that one day you can help them. I know this is going to help you right now, but one day you're going to have to help somebody else go through this process. Somebody else is going to be down and out, adversity, the whole nine, and you're going to be like, hey, we might just need to change how you're thinking about this, or we might just need to change your language. You'll start to learn to do it for yourself and then to identify it and do it for others, because everybody needs it. Everybody needs it, y'all. So let's go out and make it happen. Do something that scares you this weekend. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Remember, to get something you've never had, you got to become a person you've never been. So what does that look like for you this weekend? Don't do the same humdrum routine. Don't watch the same shows. Don't go to the same places. Don't even eat the same food this weekend. Do something completely different that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Make that the habit. Watch how your life changes, y'all. Love you guys. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk soon. Happy birthday again, Tiffany.